In this video, we are going deeper into Azure Landing Zone architecture because last time we talked about the vision. This is what your cloud environment should look like. Your cloud should feel like a city. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most Azure environments don't fail because of bad code. They fail because there's no structure underneath. Let me show you what that actually looks like. You deploy an app, it works. Then another team deploys theirs, also works. Then suddenly, networking conflicts, security gaps, cost explosions, performance bottlenecks. And you're thinking, why does everything break when we scale? Because you didn't build a system, you built independent islands. Every subscription isolated, no hierarchy, no shared control, no backbone. If video 1 was a vision, this video is the skeleton. We are going under the hood of an Azure landing zone. And more importantly, we are mapping every component to what actually matters: security, reliability, cost optimization, operational excellence, and performance efficiency. Because if your architecture does not enforce these, you don't have governance, you have hope. Because this is where people make catastrophic mistakes. One wrong policy, and you lock yourself out of your entire tenant. So, what do? We introduce a buffer, an intermediate management group. This is your two control plane, where governance lives safely. If your entire cloud can break from one mistake, it's already broken. Platform versus workload split. This is the most important decision in your architecture. Not tools, not services. This split. Platform is for shared infrastructure, networking, identity, and monitoring. These are not optional services, they are foundational workloads. And applications, you have prod, dev, and test. This is where your business runs. This structure enforces security, where you have central identity and policy inheritance, reliability, isolation between workloads, cost optimization, shared services instead of duplication, operational excellence, standardized environments, performance efficiency, clean separation avoids contention, and inheritance. This is the hidden superpower. Here is where this becomes powerful. Policies don't get applied manually, they cascade. If you enforce only approved regions, every future subscription is compliant by default. If your engineers have to remember rules, they will forget. This is the heart, the hub and spoke networking. This is where most architectures collapse. Networking. Without structure, teams do this: create their own VNets, peer randomly, open ports manually, and suddenly you have a mesh network you can't control. The hub and spoke model. In a real landing zone, you centralize everything. The hub is your control point. It contains a firewall, VPN, the express route, DNS, and the routing. The spokes are your apps. And here's the rule: they don't talk directly. We use VNet peering and user defined routes to force all traffic through the hub. Why does this matter? Because security, central inspection point, reliability, isolated blast radius, cost optimization, one firewall, not 50. Operational excellence, single control plane, performance efficiency, optimized routing paths. If traffic can bypass your controls don't exist. Failure scenario injection. One compromised VM in a flat network can literally move across your entire environment. In a spoke, in hub and spoke, it hits a wall. That's the difference between an incident and a disaster. Policy driven governance. This is where architecture becomes enforcement. Most companies do governance like this: write documentation, send emails, hope developers follow it. That doesn't scale because they are not enforced. Azure policy. Using Microsoft Azure policy. You don't check compliance, you enforce it. Deploy outside Australia is blocked. Public database denied. Unapproved VM size rejected. Security. Prevent insecure configs. Reliability. Enforce consistent standards. Cost optimization. Restrict expensive resources. Operational excellence. Remove manual review. And in terms of performance efficiency, you have standardized queues. If bad deployments are possible, they will happen. A landing zone does not trust people to do the right thing, it makes the wrong thing impossible. That's the shift. Now you understand the anatomy: skeleton, management groups. The heart is networking, and the immune system, is the Azure policy. This is what real cloud architecture looks like, not diagrams, systems that enforce behavior. But here's the problem. You could try to build this manually and spend weeks and still get it wrong. In the next video, we remove the manual effort entirely. We're going to look at Azure Landing Zone Accelerator, the factory that builds this entire architecture in under an hour. Because the goal is not understanding landing zones, it is to deploy them correctly the first time. Click on the next video on the screen, and I'll see you there.